One. What's the word, people? It's your boy Mack.
It's your boy Don.
And we're back again for another episode of the Mack and Don Show. Number 40-something once again. 43 maybe, 40-something.
43 this time. 43, we came prepared.
43, we came prepared. You know what they say, proper preparation prevents poor performance. We got some new mics in this bitch. Shout out to the red pop filter.
Shout out to the gray pop filter.
Shout out to all our first and last time listeners. You know what's happening. Another week of some Mack and Don antics. You know what we do. Let's get her started. Any last words?
Your mom.
Your mother. Let's get her started.
All right.
How we feeling on this fine evening, Don? How we feeling?
Personally, I don't know about you. I feel great.
I'm also feeling great.
Yeah?
I was trying to one you up, but I don't know what's better than great.
Well, you look like shit.
Well, what can I say? At least I woke up, you know?
Yeah. You woke up this morning.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Boom.
What are we sipping on?
We are sipping on what we sip on.
Mind your damn motherfucking business. That's what we're sipping on.
Yeah, I feel like we might disclose too much on the pod.
You know what? A dilemma I have constantly is we're like,
yeah,
I said that?
Yeah, you know what? We are sipping on something.
Yeah. As far as y'all know, it's...
Well, they're not even paying us.
Yeah, true. Blur that. Future editor.
But all right, folks, we're going to start, not how we usually start, but how we started before, with a mad movie quiz.
Once before.
We're going to do it once again. See if Don can get it. I chose a movie that's a little bit harder, but still one of my favorites.
No cheating.
No cheating.
We're doing a mad movie quiz, y'all. I don't know if you guys remember the rules from last time. I'm just going to run through it really quickly.
Rules are you just read the description or the basic plot points of the movie, and the other person has to guess which one it is.
Just from the synopsis.
Just from the synopsis. And you can't cheat, and you can't. And we tried to pick movies that that each other has seen before, but it's kind of hard. You don't want to give it away. Like, hey, have you seen this before? Like type shit, you know. But I guess I'll go first since I went first last time.
Hell yeah.
All right. So the main character is tracking down the man who raped and murdered his wife. The difficulty, however, of locating his wife's killer...
Law-abiding citizen.
No, not quite. The difficulty, however, of locating his wife's killer is compounded by the fact that he suffers from a rare...
Memento.
Yes. Yes! I'm so happy you've seen that shit.
It's such a good movie.
Such a good movie.
Let's talk about it for just a second.
Man. So what is the thing? He lost his long-term memory, or is it a short-term memory?
He lost his short-term memory because he has all of his long-term memories, but he can't make any new memories, right?
What about John G?
Oh, he can't make any new ones either. Oh, that's crazy.
Right, because every time he like wakes up, he just doesn't remember where he was or what he was doing. He just is like...
So it's kind of like 50 First Dates, but like a crime thriller.
Yeah, exactly. It's like 50 First Dates if that... You stripped it of all of its parts and made it a whole new movie.
Yes, yeah, for sure. So it's just him, and he like ends up tattooing messages on himself, and he has like different pictures.
It's like his birthday and like all the stuff that he knows for sure that he like tattooed permanently.
And it's like some unreliable narrator type shit, because in actuality, like he's the villain, and like
I don't know about
not necessarily the villain, but like he did some fucked up shit.
Yeah, I mean, not even of his own, like, not on his own, because what ends up happening is you find out later that, spoiler alert, he was the one who killed his wife.
Yes.
You know, but I actually watched that again recently, not that long ago, and it is such a fucking 90s, like, early 2000s vibe, where it has that grunge and that, like, yellow filter to it.
Yeah. It's like that and Reservoir Dogs. Those two movies, I feel like, go hand in hand just a little bit.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, right around the same time, I think.
I think they're a little bit apart, but I feel like I get the same vibe from them.
Exactly. Similar aesthetics, you know?
Yes, for sure. And shout out Christopher Nolan. I think that was like his second movie.
Memento?
Yeah.
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 Makes sense.
But yeah, I like it a lot. And it has like the different plot structure where it's like all, you know, kind of like Pulp Fiction a little bit, where
it kind of starts in the middle.
It starts in the middle, and you kind of have to piece everything together as far as like, and it like flashbacks and flashes forward,
and you don't even know like necessarily.
Some scenes are in color, some are in black and white. Like it's fucking fire.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out Chris Nolan. Shout out Memento.
I almost picked that movie. Like it was definitely in my top 3 movies I was about to pick for this. So
I was driving, I was thinking about it on the way here, and I was like, "That's such a fucking good movie. I'm gonna pick that for the movie quiz.
I'm gonna get Don's ass. I'm gonna get his ass.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess now it's my turn.
It's gonna look real bad if I don't get this one.
I know,
but I feel like Don just knows a little bit more movies than I do, just a little bit.
Yeah, and
just a little bit.
I'm about 98% sure you've seen this movie, so we'll see how this goes. Okay. After narrowly escaping a bizarre accident, a troubled teenager is plagued by visions of a man in a large rabbit suit who manipulates him to commit a series of crimes.
Danny fucking Darko.
I was going to leave out the rabbit suit part, but I felt like it's going to be a little bit too vague if I didn't put in the rabbit suit part.
Yo, Jake Gyllenhaal has had some pretty fire roles.
Yeah. Because if you hadn't seen it and you heard that, you'd probably be like, what?
Right. Damn.
I made it too easy.
That's a good one, too.
I made it too easy.
That's a good one, too, though.
But also a mind-fucky movie.
Oh, yes.
If you've never seen it before, it's total mind-fuck.
Totally. Have you seen, it's not called Nightcrawler, is it Nightcrawler?
Yes, with Jake Gyllenhaal. Yeah.
That one is...
About, he's like a reporter.
Yeah.
He's like what they call a Nightcrawler, pretty much.
Yeah, like I don't know if that's like actually a real thing though.
It is.
Maybe in like LA.
It's a
bigger cities.
It's a commentary on stuff like that happens. I mean, I could easily see that in even the Springs, where it's like these dudes waiting in a van, waiting for the 911 call to happen, showing up at the scene before even the cops get there, just to be able to sell it to the news station.
I know definitely like they sell like police scanners at the pawn shop and shit. Those aren't hard to get. You just get one of those and start listening. And
dude, you can get a police scanner app.
Right. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not know that, actually.
Yeah. You can get an app that's like that picks up the radio frequencies.
That's hilarious. But they could be like shots fired at such and such, and you just pull up and be before the cops even come. I could see it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But that's a good movie with him in it. And Southpaw?
Dude, Southpaw, I watched that movie like once, and I can't watch it again because of the emotional impact that it has. Like, that movie is depressing, bro.
Man, I feel that way about a couple different movies. Have you ever seen Requiem for a Dream?
No.
Oh.
Have you seen I Am Legend?
Yes, for
I
sure.
watched I Am Legend once.
I watched I Am Legend in the theaters when I was like 7 years old, 7 or 8 years old.
That'll give you depression.
I went with my stepsister.
That'll give you depression.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I watched that movie once, and I never watched it again after the dog dies. After witnessing the dog die, I'm like, I can't go through that again. You know? And they purposely do shit to make you personally attached to the fucking dog, and then it's like, oh, you like the dog?
Yeah, I always relate to that scene where he starts quoting every single word from Shrek. I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of movies where it's just like, I could quote through every single word.
Like, if it were the end of the world and you had like one movie that you could just play in your head.
Yeah, but then you would start to hate the movie. Like, fuck, this again?
I feel like you would just miss watching the movie if you didn't have access to it.
Maybe.
Like, if you could never watch Pulp Fiction again, you'd probably just run through it in your mind all the time.
Oh, yeah, for sure. What does Marcellus Wallace look like?
Does he look like a bitch?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of the end of the world, apocalypse. We've waited until the end of the season to give our thoughts about this show. So we're going to give all of our thoughts and just vomit all of our thoughts about the whole season of The Last of Us onto you right now. So if you haven't seen it, go ahead.
It's the most watched TV show in the world right now.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's one of HBO's best streaming shows of all time.
I can see that. Okay, but if you haven't seen it, spoiler alert, go ahead and skip this part. Like, yeah. I don't want to be that guy. But
what are you doing? Come on.
Yeah.
Watch it. Come back.
Yeah, go watch it. Come back if you want to hear what Mac and Don thinks about it. But I think we should like give our in-depth thoughts, since we haven't had a chance to talk about it, and you've seen the season finale. We talked about it.
Yeah.
We both seen it.
I watched it before you did.
Yeah, you did.
Because I was like, yo, did you watch the season finale? You were like, no, I'm watching it tomorrow.
Right. All right. So, have you played the game at all?
Yeah, I actually played vicariously through another person. So I was there.
Like through stream, or you were like actually there?
I was actually there.
Oh, okay, hell yeah.
I watched somebody else play, and I played a little bit of it.
Right.
Like I got to fuck around a little bit.
Yeah, hell yeah. The gameplay is actually really fun.
So you started playing it, right?
Yeah, I started playing it.
Did you buy it or what?
No, it's actually free if you have a PS5.
Oh, bet.
Yeah, you just download it for free.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I was prepared to pay for it. I was like, $25 to $50, like fuck it, like it just will entertain me for hours,
Yeah, it'll be worth it.
And I'm like, I'm not even big on video games. Like I just play 2K and shit, like or FIFA. Like that's literally all I play. So I'm like, I'm not even big into video games. So I was just like, fuck it, like just something to pass the time. Game is actually pretty dope.
Yeah,
like, it's a lot different from the show as far as plot points go.
Yeah,
they're like they tweak it. Actually, they kind of tweak it a lot in my opinion, but it's like they end up having the same story. They just tweak different parts of it.
Exactly. The destination is the same, but the journey's a little bit different.
Yes, just a little bit. And the gameplay is fire. Like there's way more zombies though. Like there's way more zombies in the game.
Yeah.
You interact with them a lot more, and it's like, and the game is like way more stealthy. Like you gotta like climb behind shit and like have them not notice you, or else you're fucked. Like there's no way you're defeating all these zombies. Like you have limited ammo.
Right.
That's like a big thing. And like gameplay is actually like really fun. Like I can't even lie. And it's like that right amount of challenging where you're like not gonna rage quit.
Yeah, but you're gonna try again and again until you get it. Yeah.
All right. So it's like, or maybe it was just the difficulty I had it on. I had it like on the middle one. I was like
normal.
I was like, I don't want to rage quit on this shit.
Yeah,
that's happened to me in a lot of games.
And when it came out, I remember like it coming out in between like 2010 and 2012. I want to say like right around 2012. Probably.
I think it was 2013.
Okay, so that's what I said.
Right.
But
10 fucking years ago.
Yeah, and at the time it was the only other game that came out to rival it was GTA 5. And so
and I feel like that was a little bit late. No, probably same time.
Right around the same time, and they were the top games in the world.
You see, I had never even like really paid attention because, like I said, I'm not really into games. But I had never even like I heard the name, but I never knew like what the story was or anything like that.
Yeah.
I had just heard the name and I was like, that actually sounds familiar. Like, what is that? And they were like, oh, it's a game. And I was like, oh, okay, that's why it sounds familiar to me.
Had I not known a person playing it already at the time, then I would never have even known. But like, it was fortunate for me to have seen it because immediately, like you were saying, watching the show, I started making all these comparisons in my head because I was watching it with Skylar and I was like, oh yeah, like that's kind of the same. Like, because at the beginning when he's hanging out with his daughter, I was like, oh man. And Skylar was like, she's like, what? And I was like, if this plays out anything like the game does, which it does, I'm like, some shit's about to go down.
Like when everything goes down, like the first episode, like it's pretty much shot for shot. Like when they're in the car and they're driving and the shit blows up. And
except for the daughter's not a light skinned.
Yeah, we gotta talk about that. They definitely wokeified everything.
Yeah, they did.
And I keep thinking about J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling?
Yeah.
Whatever her name is. And how we were, because I was editing one of the like ones we did like a year ago, and we were talking about how she keeps getting a whole bunch of flack for like how Harry Potter
stuff.
Yeah, but like how Harry Potter's like, there's no black people, there's no gay people, there's like, it's just white.
There's one black person.
There's like
in the whole series.
There's one token. There's a token.
Yeah.
But we were talking about how it's like that, and like now she's like trying to like regress and like say like, oh no, Hermione was actually black. Like Dumbledore was gay. Like a whole bunch of different shit that was never like actually written in there. You know what I'm saying? That she's just like claiming.
And what happened to subtlety where you don't have to say it exactly? You know what I mean? Like why does Dumbledore have to be explicitly gay? Why couldn't you just like
right? But it just reminded me of that, how like they try and go back and like change it up, but like they did that, but like in the acceptable. Like everyone's just accepting. Like, oh, that's cool. Like for example, Tommy's wife.
Yeah.
White in the video game.
Dark skinned in the movie or the show.
Can we just call her black?
I mean, you can.
But yeah, she's definitely like a dark skinned black woman in the show.
And then the daughter's light skinned.
You're right. Like, how does that even play out? Like
why?
Who was your mother?
Right. And you're not even gonna show her. You're just gonna be. We just gotta accept the fact, you know. And can we talk about the fact that they casted the girl for Ellie? Like they casted probably somebody that doesn't look remotely like Ellie. Like she's a white woman, but that's it.
I mean, yeah,
that is it.
Yeah,
she looks like.
I just feel like they wokeified everything, and I'll just leave it at that. I have no opinion on it, but it's interesting to see.
Yeah, I think Pedro Pascal as.
Joel?
Like Greg. Joel. Greg. Who the fuck is Greg? As Joel.
No, he does a great job. For
fire.
Sure.
Pedro Pascal, including The Mandalorian. The man is on fire. His career is just.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I think he did a great job. I think everybody did a great job. I think I like the actor for Tess. She was in Fringe before, so I was like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, I fuck with
Fringe.
Her. You've never seen Fringe before?
Is it a movie?
It's a TV show.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, dog. Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll sidebar that conversation. It's really good. It's like some sci-fi type shit. It's like Stranger Things, kind of, a little bit. But
I haven't even heard of it.
It's like if you make Stranger Things and X-Files and put it together.
That sounds dope.
That's Fringe. Yeah. It's like some sci-fi, like experimenting on kids and giving them like weird, what is it, telekinesis type powers and
not the kids.
Yeah, dead ass.
Anything but the kids.
Some MK Ultra type shit. Like it's really good. You would love it.
Fair enough.
I've got the whole series on Blu-ray if you want to borrow it.
You know me. You really do know me.
Like, yeah, dead ass. But yeah, I think that was great. What do we think about the first couple episodes? I feel like it started off kind of slow.
So I was pretty intrigued. It did start off pretty slow, but it quickly picked up. Like that stuff with. So basically, when you go into the first QZ where Joel's at with Ellie and stuff, and that kid comes in, and then the kid, they're like, it's going to be okay, like, yada, yada, yada.
Oh, and then they kill his ass?
He's like, he runs red, and then all of a sudden, Joel's like throwing his body into a fire. Like a pit. I was like, we getting into it right now.
The one thing this show did really well was subtlety.
Exactly. That is such a good fucking way.
Like did you catch this in the first part where, you remember how later in this, like maybe it's like the second or third episode, he starts explaining to Ellie, like, yeah, like the virus was in processed foods that everybody ate. It was like in flour and all of that stuff. And then in the first episode, it's his birthday. And remember, she's like, oh yeah, I couldn't get any pancake mix to make you pancakes.
Yeah, so he would have gotten sick if he had eaten the pancakes.
Right. And then she was like,
I didn't catch that.
Right. And then she was like, oh yeah, your cake is running late. Like, we probably won't get it until tomorrow.
Yeah, I didn't catch that.
Yeah. Like just little shit like that.
Right.
Like they narrowly dodged like not getting infected in the first wave type shit.
Right.
And then I fucking also love the cold opens. Those are fire. How like they open up with like some completely different shit.
Right. Like yeah.
My favorite one is like I think it's the second or third episode where it's the they're in like somewhere in Asia, like Hong Kong or Indonesia. I think it's Indonesia. And it's like the scientists and they're going through and she's like, oh, we're fucked.
That was dope. Yeah.
They're like, we're fucked.
She's like, basically, I want to go home and talk to my family.
Yeah, yeah, she's like, yeah, we're gonna have to bomb the city, like literally.
Yeah,
like,
you're gonna have to kill everybody. Is what she said.
And then later in that same episode, I think it's just even in the same conversation I was referencing earlier. Joel was like, yeah, they literally had to bomb the city in order to stop the spread of the infection, and
it still spread.
Right, like I don't know. I thought that was dope, and especially the very last episode with the mom. That was a dope ass cold open.
That was fucking crazy. Did you know that the mom is the woman who voices Ellie from the game? I guess everybody knows that, but
yeah, it's only because I've been. Sorry, do you have the lighter? I have the lighter. Sorry,
he has the lighter.
But only because I've been listening to the Last of Us podcast that the showrunners or show creators have been doing.
Right. Yeah, I heard about it. I haven't caught it yet.
Oh yeah,
You know,
like,
I'm a junkie for podcasts.
Oh yeah, me too. So I've been like watching the episode, and then the next day I'll listen to the podcast type shit. It's
Genius.
like it's like pretty dope.
You know what I love about HBO? Just a little quick side note is if you stay tuned after the episode's over, they give you like a director's like, here's what we wanted to do for the episode, and here was the main idea, and then it's like, oh, like that's neat. Like I'm really interested in that shit personally. You know, like
Oh, for sure.
like the way they had to make. Like, I'm a big fan of all the practical effects because that's how you do it. You don't do CGI and it looks all blurry and it doesn't look real to the eye. You make real prosthetics on somebody's face and then do all the editing afterwards, and it looks amazing.
A lot of the stuff was CGI though, like a lot of landscapes and stuff like that. Like that scene where, like you said, the little kid was walking out of the QZ, and like you just see like the whole cityscape. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of that was CGI, and
At least that looks real.
oh yeah,
for multiple
they made it
reasons.
look super real. And then that one scene with Ellie where she walks into the mall and like you see the lights coming on, and it's like a whole like line of, this like bombed out mall. That was all CGI too. It was just
You know what's crazy?
Real.
You know that scene where she goes to the pet the giraffe?
Yes,
That's a real giraffe. The background's fake.
oh, that's sick.
I'm like,
That's pretty sick.
perfect, right?
Yeah.
But
what's this?
I'm a big practical effects kind of guy. You know?
Yeah, hell yeah, I fuck with that. But first couple episodes, I feel like it started off just a little bit slow. I was like a little bit confused as far as what the story was. Like, at first I was like, this is just meaningless. Like, there's just these people trying to get a car battery. I was just like, this is like kind of stupid. Like, I get it's the apocalypse or whatever, but I was just like, what's the point?
Yeah.
But finally they introduced Ellie and then all that type of stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, I kind of get it. And then once you realize like, oh, she's immune, like they're trying to find a cure for her type shit, everything starts to make sense. Like, I think that goes into the second episode. Because the first episode, I was like, okay, the beginning was dope, but then I start like getting lost in the story. I'm just like, this is kind of meaningless, kind of stupid. But then the second episode starts ramping up. I was like, okay, this is dope. And then third episode is Bill and Frank, right?
Yeah, that's such a good episode.
Yeah, that is a really good episode for sure.
Wholesome. Very wholesome.
Right. Yeah. It's like,
The strawberries and everything.
yeah,
Them facing off against the Raiders.
right. Yeah, that makes me want to be like a doomsday preppers, like Bill was. Like,
Me too.
he was fucking right. Like,
Yeah.
the whole time.
And like, there's so many of those people out there, and it's like people call them crazy, but the day that they're not crazy, like it's every doomsday prepper's dream for something like that to happen.
Exactly.
They want the world to end so that way they can justify.
I don't think they want it, but
No, they want it because they want to justify all the canned food that they have down there, and they want like, I was right, like I got 2 years worth of food down here, and yada yada yada.
you know what? I feel like one of our listeners or one of our followers or subscribers like is either Mormon or knows about Mormon culture. Why do they keep like a whole bunch of food in their basement at all times?
Is this a known fact about Mormons? Because I did not know that they did that.
Yeah, it's like a thing. I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask someone, but I feel like I don't know them like directly or like
Who told you that? Is this just some information you picked up?
No, I don't want to be weird, but I used to know someone that was Mormon, and they would just always keep that shit like whole bunch of cereal boxes, whole bunch of canned food, like all that type of shit in their basement. And I was just like,
So
what is going
just
on here?
using,
And I just thought I was like, oh, like there's some doomsday preppers, low key. Like,
so
but I
just
thought it was
using
like-
your
but I thought it was like a religious thing.
all feelings, no facts. Like, why do you think they do it?
I think because they think there's gonna be like a rapture or some shit, and they got to protect themselves.
That was my first thought, is that they probably are following the Bible and are waiting for Jesus' second coming, right?
I wonder what happened if I looked it up. If it would give me an answer. Shout out to Google.
Shout out Google.
All right. Why do?
In the meantime, let's just be completely honest. I do not want to be alive during the apocalypse. So even if I had 2 years worth of food, I'm probably killing myself because I don't want to have to go through fucking like
Oh, actually, this is kind of cool.
diarrhea, like dying by diarrhea or something fucking horrible. You know what I mean? Like, I'll probably end up offing myself like at the very, very beginning of the end of the world. I don't want to live through that shit at all.
No, I would definitely try to survive. Okay, but I found the answer. It says the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the Mormons, have has long mandated that all members maintain months of food and supplies, in part to help less prepared neighbors.
Okay, that's kind of I like that.
Right.
So they're actually pretty nice people, right?
But it also says, should adversity come, we may care for ourselves and our neighbors and support bishops as they care for others.
Okay, so it's like honor thy neighbor, but you're taking it a little step further. You're
it's
a cup of sugar for your neighbor. You know what I mean?
That's kind of cool, actually. I might do that just cause, like,
yeah,
you know
I'm
what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna practice being a Mormon, but I might just do. Maybe that's just the common decency that people should have, and you shouldn't have to. That's
actually what I do for all religions. I just pick like the best parts of each one that I like, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna follow that.
And that's why when you die, you're gonna get rejected from each one because he's gonna be like, you did this, but you didn't do all this, and you're like, oh, it's okay, I'm gonna go to the next guy, and then you go to the next guy, and then he's like, well, you did none of this. But then you chose this, and it's like you chose to drink all weekend on Mardi Gras, and that
definitely sounds like me.
You're like, you ate bacon every morning,
only from time to time.
And fried ham, what's that all about? We respect pigs around here.
I think it's like the opposite. You know, the Hindus
they think they're disgusting, right?
Well, no, they don't eat cows because they think the cows are sacred.
But they don't eat pigs because they think pigs because they're disgusting.
Yes, because they're. I mean, they kind of are. They kind of are.
But you don't think cows are too? I feel
not in the same way. Pigs will eat anything. Pigs will eat.
So will a cow mostly.
The cows won't eat other cows.
Well, that's true.
A pig will eat another pig if they're hungry enough. They'll eat shit.
They are omnivores, right? A pig is an omnivore, and then a cow is a herbivore, so they're only eating vegetables versus.
Well, yeah. A
pig will eat meat.
So. A pig will eat literally anything.
What about a chicken? A chicken will eat another chicken.
But a pig will eat anything, bro.
I used
to have a pet pig. A pig will eat anything.
I understand. But chickens are inherently scavengers, they'll scavenge.
You can feed a pig shit and it will live.
Chickens eat their own shit.
And that's what I'm saying.
And so that's what I'm saying is they'll allow chicken, but they won't allow swine.
It's a lot different.
What's the difference?
Swine is a lot. They're a lot dirty. And
have you seen a chicken?
Yes, I have.
Did you have chickens?
No, but I know people that had chickens for sure.
Okay, so when you look at chicken in its eye, does it have a soul?
Come on now. Everything has a soul. Everything living has a soul.
If you look into the eye of a chicken and see a soul, let me know, because those fuckers are heartless. They don't give a fuck.
All birds are fucking heartless.
Just like vultures. But that's what I'm saying is
those are birds.
That's what I'm saying is they allow chickens. You're allowed to have chicken.
Pterodactyls, bro. They literally came from dinosaurs.
I see what you're saying.
They have a reptilian brain.
But do you see where I'm coming from in that?
I understand.
I
understand what you're saying.
Chickens are almost just as disgusting, if not arguably more disgusting.
All this shit is made up. All these rules are made up. I see your point. Everything's made up, bro.
Okay, you're right. But all I'm saying is a chicken is disgusting, and I think that we eat both, and it's like, who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Like, I personally am not shy to the fact that we have to kill our food, and I'll even go as far as to kill something to get my own food, because at the end of the day, like, we need energy, and it's the fucking circle of life. You don't always have to kill the fucking babies. You usually, when you go hunting, you'll kill the oldest thing, or like the one thing of the herd that's already been to maturity.
Well, yeah, it'd be
or
stupid.
even turkeys. Even turkeys, they live their full life cycle, and then they kill the turkey at the end of the life cycle.
Well, yeah, it'd be stupid to kill the babies. You need more things to grow so you can kill.
Well, if there's two babies, you could kill one baby and still have more. But the idea is to get them.
If you don't kill them, you'll have twice as many chickens afterwards, you know?
Yes. But over time, when you have hundreds of thousands of babies,
I see what you're saying.
You could just be like, well, I don't need, logistically, I don't need those. But you do anyways, and you get them to full term.
Wait, why do we eat chicken eggs but not turkey eggs? But we eat turkey. You know what I'm saying?
Do turkeys lay eggs?
Well, they gotta lay eggs, right?
Do they? They probably don't taste good. If we don't eat something, it's usually because it doesn't taste good.
Fair enough.
Because like there are certain kinds of fish that if you cook them, they just don't taste good, and so we won't eat them. Like,
Yeah, fair enough.
if you were starving, it'd probably be the best thing ever. If you were on an island and there was the only thing you could eat, it'd probably be delectable, scrumdiddlyumptious. But because we have our pick of like the finest salmon and the finest whatever,
for sure.
luxury kind of makes you spoiled, you know?
Yeah, I see your point here. Fuck, I feel like I had a really good point, but I forgot what I was gonna say. Let's get back to The Last of Us, though.
Absolutely. I'm fucking with it. Do you want me to pop your beer? Is that cool?
Oh, I forgot we had a beer. Fuck yeah, let's do it. So Bill and Frank, that was a good episode, and then after that, what was the episode after that? Do we know?
Right after that,
Was that Sam and?
Was that the? I'm trying to think.
I think it was Sam and what's the other dude's name?
Sam.
Yeah, the black dudes, the kid and his brother, or the
Oh.
yeah,
I think you're right.
the what?
Because they got the truck, they got the car.
Yeah. Oh, they got the car from Bill, and then they drove to
into
Kansas
town,
City.
And then everything went to shit.
Yes. Okay. Actually, that part in the game is really, really fun to play. I
Yeah.
can't even lie to you.
And I'm so it's so fortunate that you are playing the game because it's just cool to see you witness the experience of like both worlds.
Right now, I'm at the part of the game where Joel gets injured, and Ellie has to like nurse him back to health.
Right.
I'm at the part where she's hunting, like you were just saying, she was hunting the deer or the elk or whatever that was. I think it was a deer.
Oh, with the cannibal dude.
Yes, I'm at that part.
Oh man, quick question: could you eat somebody?
No.
What if they were seared up with butter and thyme and a little bit of rosemary?
The fuck up.
And on the
Seared
side
like
with some
a
mashed
fucking
potatoes.
steak?
On the side with some mashed potatoes with butter, salt, and pepper.
This is gonna take a dark turn. No, I don't even know. No, the answer is no. The answer is no.
On the pod, the answer is a no.
No, in real life, the answer is no. Like, come on. What? Have you ever seen this movie?
What if you didn't know?
Wait. Sidebar. Oh man, if you didn't know, that's even worse. That's like on Hannibal. Have you seen the movie, the show Hannibal?
No, but I know the actor. I love the actor who plays Hannibal
In the movies?
He's in Doctor Strange and a bunch of other movies.
Wait, is in the movie or the show?
In the show.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Man.
He's the villain in Doctor Strange.
Yes. Man, Doctor Strange is a good one. Shout out Stephen King. But man,
Wait. Stephen King?
yeah, Doctor Strange is the sequel to The Shining.
Are you talking about Doctor Sleep?
Oh fuck, I am. What is Doctor Strange? Oh, Doctor Strange.
This dude was thinking about fucking
Doctor Sleep. I was
Dr.
talking
Sleep.
about Doctor. Sorry, too many doctors. Doctor S.
We don't have enough doctors in the world.
Too many fictional doctors.
We ain't some doctors, I'll tell you that for sure, dude. If you can't fucking tell.
Oh yeah, I'm not.
I couldn't be. I'm too squeamish personally. But anyway, let's get back on the topic.
Where were we at before we started that?
I think we were talking about cannibalism.
Oh yeah, but like in Hannibal, where he's like, "Oh yeah, let me make you breakfast," and then he starts eating, and he's like, this might be human."
Yeah. Or Jeffrey Dahmer, when he's like, eat the sandwich.
Oh yeah.
Take a bite of the sandwich.
Ooh, that shit gives me the heebie-jeebies, bro.
And it looks dry as fuck. It's literally just meat and bread in the Jeffrey Dahmer show. And so it's kind of jarring. It's almost like that episode
Yeah, bro.
of
Like, what part do you even like?
Atlanta.
Yeah. Eat the sandwich. Man, have you seen the rest of Atlanta yet?
I promise you I'll be on that soon, but don't hate me for it right now.
No. It's okay.
I've been putting it off, but just give me some time.
Right. Okay. But yeah, they go into Kansas City, and it's the episode with Sam and his brother. I keep Henry. Is it Sam and Henry?
Yeah. Wow.
And
Good recollection.
yeah. I was gonna say something else, but it's definitely Henry. But yeah, that was a really good episode. Man,
Well, it's a trip. It's a roller coaster all in 1 hour. It's like 59 minutes. And it is literally like, by the end of it, you're just looking at the screen like jaw on the floor like.
Yeah, like, damn, did that really just happen? And then they just end it.
And it doesn't even go like that in the game. You know? Like,
Yeah,
that's some shit. Well, like, not.
It's way more emotional in the show.
Right. It's.
They definitely hype up the emotion in the show.
Because in the game, I was way less attached for some reason.
For sure. It was just like, oh, these are just some dudes that are finna help us out real quick.
But in the show, it's like you see them struggling with the 15 cans. They have barely like enough to last a couple weeks.
Yeah. They definitely hype up the emotion in the show. The show definitely plays on that a lot more.
Plus they're doing the whole sign language shit, and like
that wasn't in the game.
Exactly. And he how do I feel about that? Let me decide how I feel about that.
I don't really feel away. It's just another example of them trying to woke everything.
It's just like the Jeffrey Dahmer.
Are they trying to woke everything up, or is it just like the climate we're in that they just?
I think the climate is I'm going to create a word right now. Inclusionism. Everybody has to be included. I don't even people who are not even fucking remotely related to any of this, to any facet of this story specifically. It has no relation, and any relation you try to tie to it is fictitious. And so you're just trying to include everybody, like handicapped people, black people, LGBT, QR, LMNOP. I don't know what. But it's just inclusion.
Do you think if there was a better child actor that wasn't deaf and was also fit the criteria, do you think they would have chosen him?
What about that kid who's Kid President? You remember Kid President?
Of course I do.
What about him as that role?
I think he's older now. That was like 7 years ago.
Just make the kid older.
Like, I remember.
You could tweak the story. You can make him from 7 years old to 14 years old. I don't fucking know how old he is. Is he 23?
But come on, do you think they would have hired a different actor if he was better? And for the criteria,
What do you mean better? Because I think that they're gonna regardless pick the deaf guy, because that's what you do. If there's a guy in a wheelchair, you just hold the door open for him, and that's the thing. If you don't hold the door open for him, you're an asshole.
It's not holding a door open, it's a job.
Imagine me and you are the casting directors, right? Okay, imagine we're in a room.
Come on,
No. Imagine we're two casting directors for The Last of Us, all right? And envision this in your mind. And right in front of us is a deaf kid, right? And he does the whole like, how do you even audition as a deaf guy? I don't know. I'm sorry.
You just have to mime everything.
Exactly. So
he's like the perfect mime.
I imagine a lot of movements, all right? And so right after that, with his mom and his dad right there, and they're like, we're just so proud of our deaf son.
No.
We love
these guys have been in something else.
We love our son who cannot hear,
not saying
by the way.
He wasn't a good actor.
Our son who has struggled throughout his entire life. And if you were to did not offer him this position, it would crush and devastate him and might put him into a catatonic state. And so, we're just a humble little deaf family. So what do you want from us? And essentially what happens is the next kid is, the kid I was talking about that's not deaf, but probably like the next Kevin Hart. Let's say he has amazing acting abilities, and he's like, he comes in and he kills it, and they actually like him. They can't fucking pick him because they have to pick. It's already the deaf guy. It's already, you did another interview just to enlighten.
Okay, I get your point
waiting
here.
In the weight room.
Okay, I get your point here. But in general, in the whole show, do you think they're pandering, or do you think it's just? What do you think? Is it a pandering move?
I think okay. Or in spite of all the shit that I just talked, they do it well.
I agree. That's why I'm like, it's right on that borderline. I'm just like, did you just like?
They do it to have the tokens in there,
like because this is what
because you can't have just one black person. You have to have two, just so that way.
What is it called? Affirmative action. This is what affirmative action was for. They hired the best people for the job that happen to be ethnic.
hey, if I need some IT support, I'm not calling, Dave down the street, right?
I mean, what if Dave got the skills?
Hey, I trust myself at the end of the day. I don't know why I said that, but
shout out to Don. Anyways, okay. Past that. That episode was really good. They definitely tied in the emotion. Mm-hmm. What comes after that? Is it no? That's like this.
Is it the? No,
I'm thinking it's the episode with Riley, but no, it's not. It's the episode with what's his name with the brother when they find the brother.
Yes,
right?
Yeah.
What did you think about their little communist utopia type shit?
It's cool. I mean, it only works in that small area with limited supplies.
Even Joel was like, so you guys are communists, and then the other day was like, yeah, it's a commune.
He's like, yeah, like pretty much, but it only works with fucking 50 people in a town that small.
I think there's more than that.
No, because they have houses to give away, and they have like things to actually trade, and resources are limited, and that's why communism blows up when it does. It's not an efficient system, because when you get to a larger scale, it doesn't.
What do you think it would work on a small scale in an apocalypse? Because I feel like it was working out pretty well.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Is that's the only way it would work, is in that situation. It looks great in that, where it's like, oh, why don't we do that? But it only works in a tiny little commune.
Okay, fair enough.
Because on a larger scale, you can't do that.
Yeah, you kind of got a point here. I'm trying to play devil's advocate, but yeah, you're right. I mean, every other example is just like mass murder at some point.
What a dramatic ass episode, getting back together with his brother, and he lies to him initially about Tess being dead, and
I think that's like the first, maybe not the first part. Maybe not the first inclination of Joel being maybe not the greatest guy, but maybe that's the first inclination. They really hint to that a lot in that episode. They're like, yeah, especially what is their name? Not Marlene, whatever. Joel, Tommy's wife, whatever her name is, I forget her name.
Yeah.
But she obviously didn't really like him because of all the stories that Tommy had of about him or whatever. So it's that's the first inclination of him being maybe this dude's a low-key savage.
Right, yeah, and then I love the dynamic, the character arc by the end of it, where it's oh, he is a savage.
Yeah, he is a goddamn savage.
He's primal in a way.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Where it's just he does a lot of the things that I feel personally it's sometimes I watch a movie and it's oh, get that dude, and then they don't get the dude, or they they let him live, and I'm pussy, they let him live, and then this it's I didn't even get the chance to be get him before Joel was dead.
Yeah. He's hey,
right, you're dead.
Hate to skip a couple episodes, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, but I mean, in lots of different situations prior to that, even when way back, we can even rewind to back when he had the truck, when they crashed after the guy was help, and then it ended up being a trap, and he was nah, and then he drove past, and then everybody started shooting at him in the alleyway right before they met.
Or even in the very, very, very first episode where the people were on the end of the road, and they were help, and Tommy was we should talk, why don't we stop and helping them? They have kids, and he was yeah, so do we. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
He was always just all right, it's about me and mine right now, and from here on out type shit.
Yeah. And he starts getting more protective of Ellie more and more,
yeah, throughout the story. That's definitely the big
dynamic.
The biggest dynamic in the story is
the father-daughter thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Huge theme. I guess that would be the theme.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. How far would you go?
Yeah,
for your kid, basically.
It's man versus versus nature, a bunch of different things going on at the same time.
So you get this episode with Sam, and then the episode with what was the one after that we were just talking about? Oh, with Tommy and them. And then they end up leaving. What did you think about that little dynamic where he was trying to basically pawn her off on Tommy and being we gotta do this shit?
I think that it's just like relatable. I think it's relatable to think that he can't take care of her, you know, and think that he's not equipped to, you know, like he might think that his brother's like better equipped to like take care of the situation because, like he said, he's getting older, you know.
But yeah,
mostly,
if I'm the brother, I'm like, this isn't my problem.
Yeah,
shit.
definitely. I'm not saying like I would. It's relatable on both sides where it's like, why are you asking me to take
Like I'd be
burden
like,
your?
I'd be like, I'm chilling, bro. Like we got a nice little setup right here. Like
I got a kid, brother.
Yeah, I'm like, you making shit too complicated.
What
like,
if I die?
Yeah, like I'd be like, bro, we chilling.
So you're asking me to go die?
Basically,
Yeah, I'm
like
ooh.
that's way too much risk, brother.
Yeah, and when I can just hang out here and we got the protection, we got all the shit set
I'll
up.
be like, we chilling. We got some food that's not other people.
We got a gymnasium.
Yeah,
We got a theater.
We could watch some movies.
Yeah, like, don't you want to watch Shrek? And he's like, and it's like flashback, and he's like, donkey in his head. Like, he just has been thinking about the movie over and over, and he's just like, no.
It's like a I Am Legend callback.
Yeah.
It's the same apocalypse.
Yo, that would be crazy. The zombies are just a little different.
Crazy.
That definitely could be a possibility.
I mean, maybe. No, we couldn't. That was like
It's a stretch.
That was like some COVID vaccine shit in I Am Legend. But yeah.
Too relatable. Conspiracy theorists.
What does Alex Jones say?
I'll be honest with you.
Hold up. I'm a little bit retarded.
I'm kind of retarded.
I'm a little retarded.
That's like one of his funniest lines. Right?
Yeah, of all time.
All right, back on topic though. So after that, Joel's like, "Fuck it, I'll go. We'll go." And then immediately after, they get jumped by some raiders.
Yeah, and like they're dicking around in a hospital, I think, and they don't know who's been there, but I think it's like obvious that somebody had been there not even that long ago, and they get caught up because they see people outside.
Okay.
And then
I think you should keep going on this, and I really, really gotta pee.
okay,
All right, go.
I'll keep giving a synopsis of what's going on. Yeah, so basically, essentially, they see people outside, and these people are no good. These people are what we would consider, well, you know, they're a threat at the time because they just exist, because Joel is a cold-blooded killer, and he's going to kill, right? And he's just got to slay these people downstairs. And so they go outside, and my boy gets fucking side-shanked with a bat, you know? Like the skinny part of a bat gets broken off and stabbed into his gullet. Obviously, Joel's tripping. You know, rightfully so, I'd be tripping too. You know, right in my gullet, I'd be quite sad.
All right, let me tell you, it's way different in the game.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of tied it up in the show. They were just like, snip, snap, let's get
In the game,
get it going.
in the game, they're like, they're in this hospital, same situation, and they're just like going through it. Like, you're just basically ransacking that bitch, and you're just like picking up a whole bunch of shit, and like, you know, you're like, damn, I just suited
Leveled up, yeah.
I just leveled up. I got a whole bunch of ammo and shit.
Yeah.
You're like, okay,
It's a little suspicious, but I'm gonna keep going.
right. And then some people start coming, and you're like, all right, bet. So you stealth. I ended up stealthing like most of them, and then you get to a part where you're like, all right, I think it's all clear. And one dude just comes up out of nowhere.
It's always one dude.
And you're like up on top, like you're like on top of a bus. You're on top of a bus, or no? It's like you're on top of a building, and then on the bottom is a bus, and then on the bottom, on the very very bottom, is like it's like debris, and then one part of the debris is like sticking up. It's like a shank type shit, you know?
Yeah.
Or like part of like something metal that was just like there, you know?
Yeah.
So the dude just comes up out of nowhere, and you're like wrestling with him, and he ends up pushing you out of this building, and you fall out of the glass, and then like onto the bus type shit, and then you roll off the bus and then onto this fucking piece of shrapnel basically,
Right.
And it goes like straight through your shit.
Yeah.
And then you still have to play as Joel, and you're like stumbling and rolling,
Yeah,
and
like
you're
fucked.
like you're fucked.
Completely fucked.
Yeah. Shit was crazy.
Yeah.
And it really does catch you out of nowhere. You're like, all right, cool. Like I just got out of there scot free.
Yeah.
And then boom, out of nowhere, like it takes you right out of gameplay and into like because they have like a lot of like movie type scenes in the game.
Yeah, cutscenes.
Yeah, cutscenes. And then boom, it immediately takes you into a cutscene where they get his ass.
Yeah.
So it's a little different on the game.
Dramatic as fuck. Always.
Yes, they're way more dramatic.
Yeah. And then, so, all that shit goes down. Ellie ends up caring for Joel.
Yeah. And
healing his ass.
Right. And then it goes to the episode with her and Riley, right?
Yeah. Because, exactly.
And that's like one of the side missions in the game. Like there's a part where you can play the main story, and then there's like there's basically a whole like different menu for the side missions that you can play.
Right, exactly.
And that basically ends up being one of the side missions.
Yeah. And it's a flashback to,
And it kind of ties things together because in one of the early episodes, they were just chopping it up in there, and she was like, "Yeah, it wasn't the first body I done caught. I done killed someone before."
Yeah, so...
And he was like, "All right, let's switch the subject."
Another situation another thing that they do well is the exposition. So, like, they don't, at the beginning, give you a lot about Ellie, and then later, you find out, through a flashback, that this is what happened to... her friend. And I think that maybe soon after you find out how she was born.
Yeah, like 2 episodes later.
And how she actually is immune.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy because your mom was like literally in the middle of turning, I guess you could say.
I didn't think I was going to be able to finish that one, because that one was...
Yeah,
it was a little bit much when she was like cutting her own umbilical cord and stuff.
Yeah, that was
I was
crazy.
like...
I've cut an umbilical cord before.
Me too.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, you're a dad.
Who'd have thought?
I cut my little brothers, though.
Savage.
Hell yeah. I always remind
it's not the consistency that you think it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's a little more tougher,
Right.
And it is like crunchy almost. It's weird.
Yeah. I don't know if I remember.
Yeah, it's a weird consistency. Ugh. Yeah. Ugh. The tether of life.
Right. Craziness.
Crazy world we live in.
But yeah, in the show, it definitely gave me like, oh God, what's going on here? Like, this shit is intense. And then when Marlene goes back and shoots her right in the head, like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, I expected that to happen, but God,
it's what I wanted her to do, because that's the only humane thing that you could do at that point.
Is it? Why don't you just let her live as a zombie?
Because,
what's wrong with it? Is it living as a zombie that bad that you would just want to get murked?
You run the risk of somebody you love / yourself getting turned into one, and that...
Well, yeah, but Marlene could have just dipped right there and nothing would have.
And have you seen the state that some of these, like, infected are in? Like, sometimes they don't turn right away, and it takes, like, a really long time for, like...
No, I think it takes 2 days, like, at the most.
Well, remember they found that one guy... They found a couple of, like, bodies that were, like, melded into the wall. Like, and it's like fungi like growing up.
Well, yeah, that's because they're turns for so long that the virus is basically mutating in them. Like they were turned already. But
right.
It's like they got levels to this shit. Like you go from like a regular zombie to a clicker to a fucking blob.
Yeah, a mass of fungi.
Yeah, in that one episode where the thing just like comes out and like.
Of the ground?
Yeah, you're just like, the dudes are just shooting it, and it just fucks everything up.
Right, because it's like...
Those things are so hard to defeat in the fucking game.
And you have limited ammo.
Yeah, 2 of them, I was just like, fuck this. I'm just dipping. I'm not even going to face it. But one, you have to definitely face head on. Mm-hmm. And they're hard. They throw this thing, and I don't even know what it is, but like... It's like some type of something and some germs or some shit. Yeah. And literally, like, if it touches you at all... Like, if you're at any... It's like a bomb, like a germ bomb or something. And then just throw it, and, like, if you're in any vicinity of it, it just, like, immediately drains your health. Like, you're fucked.
Yeah.
And you end up being stuck in this huge gymnasium with one.
Yeah.
And, like, there's no dipping from it. Like, you have to get it.
You're, like, trying to run out the door. Like,
And then there's one, and you have a fucking flamethrower. And you think the fucking flamethrower is gonna kill it, and you're just like, oh, okay, that shit's dead. Nah, that shit came back and fucking gets your ass.
That's fucked. And now it's on fire.
Yeah. And then I just got smart and I was like, why am I even trying to fight this thing? I'm just gonna kill one or two and try and dip the fuck out and run my way, just run away. And it ended up working. I was like, fuck it.
Fight or flight.
Literally, flight.
The latter.
Yeah, I died so many times. I was just like, all right, I'm either gonna rage quit or I'm just gonna run away.
Dip the fuck out.
And I guess running away was the best strategy. I was just sitting there trying to like stealth my way through and shit, and it didn't work.
Sometimes it's the best strategy, just a tactical retreat is what we call that.
But yeah, there's definitely levels to the infected for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And so yeah, I guess you're right as far as that goes. But they end up doing a lot of like exposition through flashbacks, and we learn a lot more about Ellie mostly through like her mom and then this girl that she was interested in.
Yeah,
more inclusiveness.
Yeah, I can't tell you if that was that. That very man might be in the game. I couldn't tell you if it was or was not.
I couldn't tell you either, to be honest with you. But also,
I thought it was a really good episode though.
Yeah,
but it started to get formulaic at that point because I kept thinking like something bad is gonna happen. Like this isn't just a feel good story. Like something bad is gonna happen at any time. And then right when I started thinking that, it flashed to that one.
That's all I needed. Yeah,
infected getting woken up, and I was just like, "Yep, I knew it."
They're fucked. Yeah.
Yeah. At some point, you're just like,
Well, as soon as she said that she was like, the mall's full of infected, and she's like, no, it's empty.
Yeah,
and I was
just like, what's his name? Just like, remember Henry said that the sewers were
full of infected, and they weren't.
Well, he was saying that they think they're full of infected, but they weren't. But there was a couple
when they were down there in the school area.
No, like in the sewer area. Remember?
Right, they had to go into that school area where it was down in and they were playing soccer up against the wall, and there was there was a classroom, and they were like playing.
Okay.
And it was like an area where like kids used to get taught.
Gotcha. Damn. Fair enough.
Yeah, they have like a whole monologue in there.
All right. Okay, let's fast forward to the finale though.
Okay, bet. So the finale basically, what happens during the finale?
Basically, they get to the thing and they're like, "All right, we finally got here."
Okay.
And Joel was like, "All right, we could turn around right here, like, fuck it, like." And then Ellie's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? We made it this far. You want us to quit right now?"
Yeah, like we gotta finish this.
He said, "What?" She said, "What are you, a pussy?" And then he was like, "All right, I guess we're going." And then they go, and they ended up getting their ass. They basically like hit him with like some like gas or some shit like that, or they basically ambushed him. And then Joel wakes up and they're like, and they basically explain to him like, "Yeah, we're gonna have to perform surgery on her brain, and she might not live.
Right.
Probably won't live.
Yeah,
we're basically gonna sacrifice her for the good of humanity." And he's like, "Nah."
Wild take, by the way. Wild take. Nah. Nah, fuck that. No.
And he was literally like, "Nah, fuck that.
Save the world? No."
Yeah, what do you think? You have a daughter, Don. Put yourself in Joel's shoes.
Yeah. I'd probably kill everybody inside the hospital, to be completely honest with you.
What else you gonna do?
I would turn into a complete savage, and then
you would be on some taking shit straight up. Like, I'll find you, and I'll
He was
kill
on
you.
some John Wick.
I knew it was gonna happen right once they started pushing him, and he started walking slow. Like I was like, he's plotting something.
Joel Wick.
Literally, I was like, he's plotting something.
Joel Wick.
He's just waiting for the right moment.
To strike.
And then boom, got the first two. Man,
Nobody could touch him. He's just like mink mink, mink mink.
And literally, like no,
Gratata, gratata.
like.
And then people were fucking.
What did you think? Like, do you think it should have been like? I don't know. I thought it was dope. He just made slight
fucking
work
savage.
out of everybody.
I was just slightly like, oh man, this man is really taking on an army right now and going unscathed. But also, I'm like fucking with it. You know what I mean?
He definitely dodged a couple. He was like, boom.
Yeah, he's mink mink, mink mink. He's like this ain't his first rodeo. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, he went medieval on the ass.
Yeah,
I was like, I couldn't have said it better. I was like, sheesh.
I know.
Like I didn't know he
Primal.
I didn't know he had it in him.
Primal.
It's like I did, but I didn't. Because when those one dudes were coming after him when he had his injury, he made slight work of their ass too.
As soon as I saw him throwing children's bodies into a bonfire, I was like,
fair enough. I mean,
you know
after
what?
that, like
this man's kind of a fucking savage.
yeah. I mean, after that, I guess you're just heartless.
Yeah, it's like, what else you got? Like,
yeah. I mean, like I said, protect the kids.
anything but the children.
Anything but the children, literally.
Anything but the children.
God. What do you mean by teenaged? Fucking R. Kelly. Anyways. I'll never get over that shit. Anyways.
So, I mean, you know, The Last of Us, what would
you're
you
saying he was justified?
Justified. And what would you give the whole season out of a 1 to 10?
8.
I'm going to go 9 on your ass. I'm going to go
I think
9.
overall it was 8. I could have done without some parts. I just think...
I think you're probably right in that it's an 8.
I think the first episode was a little bit slow. Like, it started off like, what the fuck? And then it kind of got like, I kind of got disinterested a little bit, but then you really start to get into the plot, and then it gets interesting. And then I don't know. I feel like there was different like motivations, because at first he was like, "Oh, I'm just looking for." I was confused if he was just looking for his brother and that was his only motivation, or if he was like really like into the shit for the cure, or if he was just like, "Oh, I'm just trying to smuggle this chick," or you know,
yeah,
or maybe his motivations morphed at some point. I don't know.
I feel like definitely. I feel like that's probably on the ball, as far as like his motivations changed over time. Because he grew more and more attached to Ellie throughout the dynamic of the story, like we were saying earlier.
for sure.
The father-daughter dynamic. Excuse me.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
Well,
yeah, I give it an 8 out of 10. I feel like I could have done without some
I'll give
parts.
It 8.5.
8.5 it is.
8.5. I'll take it there.
I would suggest it to anyone though.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely one of the most watched shows in the world right now, and it's gonna shoot Pedro Pascal like through the fucking roof. Like, he's gonna be a household name now because of that show.
It definitely reminded me of like some Walking Dead type shit, because I remember like,
Monumental.
Yeah, I remember just,
everybody watching The Walking Dead.
I just remember like literally every Sunday, just same shit. Like, every
Same.
Sunday we were just like, Walking Dead's coming on.
Yeah, well, we're gonna be watching it. Yeah,
like
as soon as it's on. Same thing with HBO. Like, it came out every Sunday at 7. And I'm waiting till 7 on Sunday for that shit to drop.
Right. I mean, same with Last of Us. It had a little bit of filler episodes, you know.
Yeah.
The episode with Riley was a little bit of a filler episode.
The
episode with Bill and Frank. Was
Bill and Frank episode. Filler. That's probably one of the best pieces of television I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like good filler.
Yeah, like not only filler, but just like the filler was almost better than the fucking show. That whole dynamic they did in just under an hour, it was more heartfelt than a lot of movies I've seen recently. Like,
I feel like it took me off guard a little bit.
Yeah, because I was like, what the fuck's going on here? You know what I mean? Like, Ron, you see Ron start making out with that other guy, and it's like, what the fuck am I watching right now? Is this a Dave situation?
Right,
Are we getting Combat Cup? And
right. I feel like some people got to like immediately like, oh, these dudes are gay. But it took
like
me a while.
Closing the curtains behind me so
like
nobody can see.
Literally until they were making out, I was just like, what?
I'm like making sure all the windows are closed. Like, I have to go into the kitchen and like close the blinds because like I'm like, should I be watching this?
Right. Like
Right, somebody walks by and they see me watching.
Like, I was listening to the podcast and they were like, "Yeah, right when he came out of the hole, like that was the big cue." And I was
the closet, you mean?
That might be like a symbolism or whatever you call it, because he came right out of the hole. Or no, that was before they put him into the little thing. But anyways,
put it in his hole.
anyways, Diamond. We're all inclusive on this pod. Anyways,
LGBTQRSTUV.
LGBTQ plus.
Yeah, the rest of the alphabet.
The rest of it. What was I gonna say? But yeah, they were like, yeah, like that was a big telltale, and I was just like, until they were making out, I didn't know what was going on here.
Yeah. To be honest, yeah. I mean, it's not like he served him duck and something fucking else. He's, this food is so good. It's like, dude, could you get any more fucking gay than
Well, no. If you're in the middle of the apocalypse and you haven't eaten it forever,
yeah.
I'd be like, oh, dog, did you
might
just
not
cook
even.
I'd be like, dog, did you just cook a steak, bro?
He might not even have been gay prior to this. He might have cooked him a nice meal. And he was like, yo, hey, yo, let me suck your dick for some of this.
Stop right there. Because I can cook up a good steak.
Get that steak away from me. That steak will make me gay.
That's all it fucking took.
Hey, give the chef my compliments. Many compliments. Tell him I'm gonna suck his dick for this steak.
No. Stop right there. Stop right there. But damn, that would be crazy, right? Like that's all it took was
some mashed potatoes.
Yeah, he pulled out some wine. He was like, "What?
Pinot Noir, Grigio, 1942." What? How'd you know? How'd you know that was my favorite kind of wine?
Oh God, that's crazy.
I've been waiting for you.
Stop right there.
Mackenzie, I built this house for you.
Oh man,
I prepped meals in the basement for us.
Bill was definitely like a sugar daddy. Like he had everything.
He's like, come look, I made you strawberries.
He had a whole crib. He had a whole fucking basement. He was fucking prepared.
Yeah. Like we were saying, doomsday preppers.
Steaks though, like you got to give up the secrets. Wasn't nobody else?
He hit Kroger right before.
Wasn't anybody else in the apocalypse eating onto some steaks but Bill?
He hit the grocery store right before everything went down.
That shit don't last 20 years.
Yeah, I mean,
it was 20 years later.
You could grow some cow.
Anyways,
so
Donovan,
no. So.
No, we're about to get off the rest of us.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take us off, and I actually have something set up for us to play. If you're down to play a little game.
I mean, sure.
Do you want to play a little game?
Want some
like
sauce?
The saw? Yeah. So so you see these boxes right here?
Okay.
These are 2 different boxes, and each of them has 3 drinks in them. Right? So the first one's going to be a root beer tasting test, right? So you have 3 drinks, and I'm going to put a straw in each one, and then you have to guess which one it is. I'm going to tell you the 3 drinks that are in there, and then you're going to blind taste 3 of them, and then you're going to tell me what brand is which. Okay? And I'm going to flip the camera down and everything so you can't cheat or nothing.
Okay.
And then the next one's going to be a water test, and I have 3 different kinds of water, and you got to guess which kinds of water it is.
Let's do it.
Okay. So I got to run inside, grab some straws, but I'll be right fucking back. So fill it in for me, okay?
Okay, hell yeah. I thought my boy Don was trying to ask what beverage I wanted for the pod. He was like, "What's your favorite soft drink?" I was like, "I mean, I like root beer. You know, it's a safe bet. It's pretty good. It's like the healthier carbonated drink. You know, no caffeine, made from roots. It's like root beer and ginger ale. They're two good ones, right?"
So I'm gonna flip this.
He's gonna flip the camera so I don't know.
We already know where we're at.
Yeah, I think.
And then, so just so you can't see, and then I'm gonna put.
All right, I'll even close my eyes. Like I don't even want to see it. I feel like this is a challenge.
So I'll let you know what the brands are.
Okay, is this the root beer one first?
Yes, we're gonna do the root beer one first.
Okay.
Thank God the fire's not going.
Yeah. Shout out to spring. First day of spring was yesterday. Did I say that yesterday?
Yeah, it was.
It was.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody about that today because you were the first person to tell me. Oh, got one overflowing already.
This is. I feel like I've seen YouTube videos of this before, but they try like.
I did see somebody do this. That's why I was doing.
But they try like different like alcoholic drinks, you know.
Oh really?
Yeah, they'll be
I
like.
thought the water one would be fun because you don't know what kind of water it's gonna be.
Okay, you're right. I'm actually excited for this.
Damn, this is I was not expecting this. It's fucking just overflowing, fucking fizzing out. But
Oh, it's because
it's
you
all inside of the box.
probably because you flipped them and shook them a little bit.
I barely picked it up though, so it's okay. It is what it is. Ugh, who's worried about a little fucking spilled milk? You know what I mean? Spilled mug. Oh, you hear that? That's good quality root beer. Is root beer your favorite soda or no?
I mean, probably.
You think so?
I don't really even drink soda. That's why I was like, I don't even really know what to say when you said that. And I just threw Mountain Dew in there because I knew it was good with whiskey. And that's what I thought you were asking me for.
Fair enough.
But if it like, what is it like? Jack and Mountain Dew tastes like a whiskey sour.
Gotcha. Okay, so do you want me to tell you what the?
Yeah, tell me
brands are?
first.
Okay.
What one is like? Okay, just tell me.
So you have A&W, you have Mug,
Gotcha.
and then you have A&W sugar free.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So wherever you want to start. Okay. A&W Mug and A&W sugar free. Okay.
Excuse the mess it made because I'm fucking retarded.
That
That's
that changes things up. Okay. This is the A&W one. This last one.
Okay. And what are the other two?
Okay. This one in the middle is sugar free. And then this one is the mug.
Okay, say it in the mic one time really good.
Oh, sorry. Okay, the one in the middle is the sugar free. The one on the far end is A&W, and this one is mug.
So you got Mug right. This is regular A&W, and then this
Shit.
is sugar free.
Shit.
So you got them flipped.
Damn. That's
Impressed.
hilarious.
I'm impressed you got Mug.
Wow.
And
I'm actually
you
impressed,
just got
too.
them switched.
I didn't think I was gonna do that well.
You pretty damn close, I would say.
Damn. Shout out to the sugar free one. It don't taste no different.
Yeah, interesting. Good thought experiment.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Okay, I'm down. Let's do the water though. That's the one I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah. So the water one is Fiji,
Fiji,
Come and Go water,
Come and Go water, Come and Go brand water.
and then the last one is Dasani.
Dasani. Okay.
Just like the Atlanta episode
Yes.
when he's. Are you serious?
Yes.
That is the last straw.
The last.
Where is D'Angelo?
Where is D'Angelo? That shit is pretty trippy though when he's like, you have a dream every night since you were 8 years old.
Yeah, dead ass. And he's like, thank you for that. Or like basically just like,
Yeah, shout out 9 nerd yards.
dead ass.
We need to get that guy on the pod.
Big fucking shout out. I would love to do like a Riverside or like a Zoom meeting with him.
Yeah, let's do that shit. We gotta reach out. Is the camera still going? We're still good on the camera? We're at hour 14.
Yes, we're good.
Okay.
So we should be good for this?
Yeah.
Alright. So don't look.
Okay, I saw a little bit, so you're gonna have to switch up
Okay.
the order. Ooh, this is gonna be a good one.
Seriously.
I wish you would have done like one spring water type shit, you know? Because I wouldn't really tell the difference on that one.
So
If they were like all spring water.
yeah, I think you'll be pretty pleasantly.
Don put
surprised
Don put some thought into this.
I did. Okay.
All right. Okay, Dasani, Fiji, come and go water.
Aquafina, Fiji, come and go.
Aquafina. Okay.
My bad.
What the fuck? What the fuck was that? You just wanted to throw off my palate.
Oh man.
This is the come and go water.
Yes, it is. I'll give you that because you got it right. Tell the people on the mic what you think the other two are.
The one in the middle is Fiji. Hold up, I don't want to pull out the final answer. Hold up.
Uh-oh. Is there some doubt?
Ladies and gentlemen, was there some doubt in his voice there? Did you hear that?
Okay, yeah, the one in the middle is Fiji, and the one on the far end is the Sunny.
Is that your final answer?
Final answer.
Come and go, Fiji, Aquafina.
Oh, are you serious?
Yes.
I got the ass. I can't believe I got the water one. That's crazy. Are you serious? Yo, I was like, yeah, this one had a fucking aftertaste, like that little bitterness afterwards.
I've been waiting to say.
What the fuck is this?
It's also raspberry.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Raspberry. I didn't want to say.
And now I gotta pee, so I'll be right back. Again.
This guy is full of piss.
My man is full of piss, but not full of shit. That's a fact. So let me tear this down really quickly. But while I do that, how are you guys doing? Are you guys good? Yeah? Chilling? Well, I hope you are treating yourselves with kindness. And yeah, you're awesome and deserving of love. And yeah, so it's a mad waterboard challenge. I totally stole this idea from the internet. Big deal, you know. Whoop-de-whoop. What are you going to do? Do the old turnaround, take and put, and that's that. All right?
Yeah, we're going to call this the waterboard challenge. That's going to... I feel like people will look up waterboarding all the time, you know?
Yeah. I mean, we could call it like the mad taste test or like the...
Shout out Guantanamo Bay.
Hey, big shot. No. Big shot. No. My fingers are sticky.
Oh, because the root beers blew up?
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do, though, you know?
Hell yeah.
Not be a head ass. That's what you're going to do.
Man, I can't believe I got that shit.
Can you believe I just fucking busted that out on you right now?
Yeah, I was wondering what the boxes were earlier. I was like, what the fuck is Don doing with all this paper?
Yeah. I was trying to make it, because you know how I did that?
How's that?
I went into come and go before you did. That's how I was able to do it.
That's hilarious.
That's how I was able to pull that Houdini trick.
Oh, the good old whodunit.
Yeah, and then fucking the rest was cake. All I needed was straws. So
All right, shall we do an outro? I feel like the camera's gonna cut out soon.
yeah, any minute now. Let me actually.
Oh yeah, it's on red. All right, we're back. Fuck,
We back at it like some crack addicts.
you are correct. Wait for the outro music.
Hey, we don't fuck with these ads.
Not at all.
Stop seeing this ad. Yes. Inappropriate.
All right, shout out to all our first and last time listeners. Shout out to all our subscribers. Shout out to everyone listening on Spotify, YouTube, wherever you prefer to listen to podcasts. You can find the Mack and Don Show. You know what I'm saying?
I'm Don. He's Mac.
This is Mac. We'll see you next time for episode number 44. Stay safe out there and do your thing. You know what I'm saying?
We love you.
Shout out to all our mad friends. Who we shouting out? Shout out to Elijah.
Shout out.
Shout out to Elijah Watley and his.
Alea.
Shout out Alea.
Skylar.
Shout out Skylar.
Shout out,
Shout out Juice Man. Shout out
Juice
our boy
Man.
Kenny.
Our boy Ken Dog.
Is Kenny getting married?
Yeah, it sounds like that.
Yeah.
Love is in the air.
Yeah, I was like, can I get an invite?
Sick invite.
Who else? Who else we shouting out? Shout out
Shout out Isaac.
Yo,
shout out John.
shout
out
yo,
Nate
shout out
Daniels.
Yeah. Shout out all them. Shout out John, Nate, and Isaac, all them. Shout out our boy Ron Reezy.
Ron Reezy
Go
just
stream
dropped some
his-
music.
Yeah, go stream his latest project.
Yes, please.
Ron versus Ron Reezy. Go stream that.
We love that dude.
Go stream that.
Jack, you know who you are.
Shout out Jaquarius.
Yes,
my boy.
my boy.
Man.
Frankie. Can't
Our
forget
boy
about Frankie.
Tink Tink.
Tink Tink.
Hey, shout out everybody. Shout out the first and last time listeners, like I said before, and we'll catch y'all next time.
Boo, boo, boo.